Hey, I'm Orla from your Women's Gear Review channel, and today we are reviewing the Venture 6-litre sling from Bellroy. In this review, we have gone ahead and sectioned it off into a summary, features. We're going to do a wee fit check, see how it feels on the female body. We're going to do a water test, pros and cons, and then round up the video with some final thoughts. And of course, if there is anything that we have missed that you would like to know about this sling, then just pop us a wee comment below and we'll be sure to get back to you. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. This is priced at £119. It is made from durable, water-resistant woven fabric that is made from recycled materials, and it is leather-free. It is a weight of 12.2 ounces, and when it is fully packed here, how I have it, it brings it to a weight of, not even a point. The dimensions are 29.5 by 17 by 8.8 centimeters. They do have YKK zippers and Duraflex hardware. So the colors are what I have here is the Ranger Green. You can also get it in the black, bronze and night sky. The shape and style is lovely. It's quite flexible, but also well padded on the bottom here and on the back, which you kind of want as well. It doesn't sit up by itself. It does kind of roll forward if you did want to set this down. It has really nice colors that complement really well, especially on the strap here. I really do appreciate the kind of bronze, the grey that goes through this and onto the custom pullers as well. You can completely expand this out, like make it out to the max, or you can kind of keep it quite slender as well. You do have a lot of space to play with. I do really like the style. It is quite big for me for a sling, a 6-litre one. I really love their laneway belt bag as well, and also their belt bag light. They are really nice, compact, kind of just chuck it in and go kind of style. This is a bit bigger if you didn't want to carry around a big backpack, then you could fit plenty into this, as well as the electronics, like smaller ones, your day-to-day passports, ID, cards, purse, pens, all those kind of accessories, instead of lugging a whole backpack with you. They do offer a 3-year warranty and 30-day return and exchange, and they also offer worldwide shipping. You can get this sling in the 9-litre, however, for ladies, if you aren't looking for an oversized, bulky kind of sling, then do go for the 6-litre, especially if you are shorter than 5'6". It still might feel quite big as a 6-litre, so I'd imagine also with a 9-litre, then that is going to be overwhelming and you might as well just go for a backpack. Okay, time to get into the features. So for the branding, you do have the branding here on the front. You don't have any kind of implemented here onto the hardware, whereas some of their bags, slings or backpacks, they have the little oil on that. You don't have that with this one. And on the inside, you might have a little bit of patches of branding as well. Okay, so moving on to your front pocket here. What I really appreciate is the kind of TPU coating still implemented into this zip, as well as the back zip as well. You don't have the same kind of custom puller that you do on the top ones. I would have probably loved to seen that theme kind of run throughout all the zips, but nonetheless, you still have an easy kind of maneuvering zip here. And inside is the bright interior, which I absolutely love and adore, and I think it really complements the bag well, especially with the Ranger Green. Inside, I have decided to just chuck in my person ID. You have 2 mesh smaller pockets for organization should you wish to use it. The mesh is quite stretchy. It doesn't really suction around the products that you have in there, just be aware of that. But then you also have your key lash here, which is a wee clippable one, which is handy enough to just kind of shove in there and pull out that little bit of rope, so then you know that your keys are on the other end, so you don't have to dig about. If you do pack this pocket up nice as well. When it is fully packed out, especially with the main compartment, that pocket can become a bit smaller, but you do fit like smaller items such as these 2 in there, and that fits in nicely. And if you have any smaller like lip gloss or hand sanitizer or whatever, you could probably squeeze that in there as well. It's quite minimal with their design in there. You have a bit of organization if you want it, and I don't really use it because I just like to kind of chuck it out. The shape kind of still remains, like it doesn't overly bulk out. It depending on what you have in there. Say you wanted to shove a camera in there, then it might kind of form to that shape, but otherwise it's still quite slender and pretty. Then onto our main pocket, you've kind of got a 2-way zip, which to some people that is quite appealing. I don't really care for that, but it's nice to have that. You do have the custom pullers as well, and also, as mentioned, the kind of TPU coat in. Opening up the bag, With the kind of two-way zip, then it kind of limits your kind of range here, whereas if I could open this and just have it open, maybe that would have expanded a bit better, whereas one side now is kind of opened and then the other is shut. So on both sides you do have a little bit of an opening here to kind of expand this completely out. Really nice to get natural light in. Again, same kind of bright interior that they have. I've opted to place a notebook in there, a pen. I've got headphones, I've got a charger, tripod, and also a camera in that main compartment. Now they have some organization that you can use on the top here. They have a kind of fleece lined pocket, which is super nice to put some sunglasses in there, or even your phone or delicates that you want safe. Especially with the fleece lined material, it just means that it's getting that added protection. The mesh is absolutely stunning. I love the mesh on the Bellroy bags. Inside, easy clean material as well. You've got your air tag if you wanted to use that for travel purposes. Then you can place that into the wee tag that's just hidden on the side. You can look for that. Then on both sides you do have kind of mesh pockets. I don't opt to use these, especially when you're using the double zip. I find that then one of them is out of action and you can't really get access to it, and then it folds in on itself. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this double zip. You do have that organization if you wanted to use them. Probably for me, instead of like this whole double zip and these kind of compartments, I would have preferred where you can place through an umbrella or a water bottle. That kind of system works a bit better for me, but I know this is quite handy for other people, especially those who appreciate the organization. Then you have a top zip pocket where I've opted to place some what do you call those, leads in there. Still the bright interior, and then directly in front is some smaller pockets again for organization. Your gal is just to chuck it in and go, so having the organization is nice for smaller items to not have to hook and poke about, but I mainly just chuck everything in. Let me know in the comments how you feel about a double zip. I'm really intrigued to know. Maybe I'm just using it wrong or something, because it just turns out really awkward. Like, I can't really get the full advantage of both sides of these two flaps. Am I doing something wrong? Probably. Quite nice to just pack up. I love it for not having to take a huge backpack with me. This is quite nice to go a bit bigger if I am fancying it, but I really do love, I would highly recommend going checking out the Laneway belt bag that I have reviewed, and also their belt bag light. Either that will be coming out or is out. You can head over to the channel, and while you're there, hit the subscribe button. It's nice though, even with the kind of flaps, it does well compress into, as you can see, like so. Then moving on to the back, there is no padding or anything. This really pairs well with their Transit 28 litre, I want to say, their clamshell opening bag that I have. I think that's just a nice wee matchy kind of set. You can check that out as well. We've done a review over in the channel on those backpacks too. There is no padding or anything. It is what it is. It's basic to the point. Then you have your strap here, which is adjustable. I really love this strap. It is so nice and smooth. Usually not a fan of the seatbelt material, but I have to say these colors are just popping. This system here is really nice. Now either they'll go for like a buckle system, or maybe sometimes the magnetic system. So this is a little bit different, like this. I prefer this over the magnetic, because I find sometimes magnetic can be quite easy for someone to just take off, whereas this requires a little bit of fiddle movement to it. That's nice and secure. The hardware is lovely, and that is on both sides as well. So say you wanted to just take off these straps and never see them again, you could do that. Wouldn't it have been nice if that like compressed down? Is that too much to ask for? I would probably keep these on permanently anyways, because then it just looks a bit weird without them, don't you think? But you do have external loopholes here as well, which is handy for those big headphones that I like to have. If I don't want them inside the bag and I want to use the space for something else, then I will extend them out onto the straps here, which is handy enough. I can't say that it is pretty without the strap on. It doesn't really go for like a clean aesthetic look without the strap. Whereas if there was like a way of kind of making that a bit cleaner, then that would have worked a bit nicer. Okay, time for fit check, comfortability, and how this feels on the female body. This is really super easy to adjust with this system that they have here. I really appreciate it. You can swing it on round at the front here. It is a bit too bulky for me to have it on the front, especially if you have bigger boobs, then it's not really a look. You could try and curve it under. It can feel a bit heavy though when it is on front here. That's why I do prefer to have it swung around the aisle back. And for reference, I am 5'6" and this is what the 6 litre looks like on me. It does curve nicely here, the strap around the aisle boobs. I don't feel a lot of rubbing here. If you did have a smaller kind of top on, then you might feel that, but because I have a little jumper on, then I'm not really feeling it as much. And that is the majority of my clothes is jumpers because it rains a lot. I find this super comfortable. I'm not missing any kind of mesh or anything on my back. It is just an easy, hands-free, beautiful sling. So as you can see for the water test, the water does just run off this style of material. It does take a bit longer for the seatbelt materials to kind of dry, but it's really nice that they've implemented that kind of PU coating on the zip so you know that your belongings are absolutely safe. Okay, time for some pros and cons. Pros are that it is classy and urban. It has a really nice look to it. I do love the coated zips as well, and I really find it aesthetically pleasing, as mentioned, with the kind of color combination. And also I love that they put that air tag in. It's quite discreet. If you wanted to, you could also fit a 500ml water bottle in here as well. That is something that is handy. If you didn't want to just be carrying it, then you could chuck it into the bag too. So 2 things for the cons is that I would have preferred maybe like a back pocket here. Let me know down in the comments, is that something that you would miss? Like here, I feel like that's always a lovely wee touch. And another thing, just for like the branding here on the front, it doesn't feel as secured as the other branding that I've tested out from Bellroy. This feels like it could be easy to kind of take off. This is a great hands-free sling and a great alternative if you don't want to be using a big backpack. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the GVO community and hitting that subscribe button. If you do happen to have a wee gander on their website and you're thinking about purchasing this sling or any of their other bags, then we'd be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.